What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. So earlier today, I teased that I'd have a video up about the quick play playlist in the Crucible. That video's still coming. This video, I kind of wanted to just quickly get out because I was really excited about what I was reading. So there's two things today. One, a new competitive game mode called Breakthrough, and two, an updated Destiny developer roadmap. So we're going to talk about Breakthrough first. Breakthrough was broken by Game Informer. This is one of the articles that Game Informer has been doing this month about Destiny 2 Forsaken DLC. And this is a new competitive game mode. So it'll be in the competitive playlist. And it's an interesting game mode. Now, before we even get started, this will not release with Forsaken. It will not be available on September 4th. They don't know exactly when this is going to launch. They're still working on it. They're still working out the details. Game Informer got to try it. They don't know when it's going to exactly pop. But here's how it works. So you got two teams and a capture point that's kind of set in the middle of the map between the two teams. The initial part of the match is the two teams fighting to control the initial capture point. Once a team captures that point, the match kind of changes. One team becomes the attackers, the team that captured the initial point, and one team becomes the defenders, the team that did not capture the initial point. The team that are defenders start spawning very close to a new capture point. It's their defense point. The attacking team now needs to go and capture that new point that's very close to the defender's spawn. The defenders have a handicap, though. They spawn in slower than the attackers do. So they have an advantage because they spawn closer to the point than the attackers, but the attackers have an advantage in that they spawn quicker. So if you die, you spawn quick. If you're an attacker, if you die, you spawn slow if you're a defender. So it sounds like a very interesting game mode. I've played game modes somewhat similar to this in other games in the past. I don't even remember the name of the game, but it was basically there's a long, thin map, and both teams started on either edge of the map, and you kind of took these control points as you went in, and the fight was like a tug of war. You wanted to take as many of those control points as you could, and the winning team was the team that could take all four in a straight line. So it kind of seems a little bit similar to that, where you're both going to fight over this middle point. Whoever wins that then has to go and fight for the defense point. Now, the winning team is the team. Well, if you're the attackers, you win if you get that second point, if you can control that second point. The defending team wins if they can defend that second point. So the first point is really just for, who's going to be the attackers, who's going to be the defenders. Where's that point going to be? Who's going to be defending it? Who's going to be attacking it? The second point is who wins the game. Either the defenders defend it, or the attackers are successful in taking it over. So it seems like an interesting game mode. It seems a little bit imbalanced, though, too. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how they figure out how fast, the defending team needs to spawn, how fast the attacking team needs to spawn, and kind of how to balance that whole thing. Because if one team is spawning too fast, or one team has a huge advantage, say the defenders have a huge advantage, like it's much easier to defend the second point than it is to attack it, then there's going to be no reason to go and try and take over the first capture point, the first control point. So it's got to be balanced well to be fun, but it does sound like fun. Now, this is not going to be available right on September 4th, like I said before. And there is another game mode coming, another competitive game mode coming. I don't know if it's going to be in the competitive playlist or in the quick play playlist, but this isn't that. So this is in addition to another Crucible game mode that we're hoping to get. A lot of people are hoping to get Elimination. It was a really fun game mode in Destiny 1. I know I'm one of those people. I'd love to see the return of Elimination in Destiny 2. I thought that game mode really made Trials something special, and I'd love to see it come back. So the next piece of news that I want to talk about today, and this one is pretty big, to be honest with you, is Bungie has released a new development roadmap. It's not a huge change, it's a small change, but there's some pretty important stuff. So it really starts at August 28th with update 2.0 2.0. So this marks 2.0 for Destiny 2. And the first thing on this change is weapon slot changes. That's the first thing on the roadmap. And you'll notice that that's a week, 7 days before September 4th and the Fallen DLC. I'm sorry, the Forsaken DLC. So we're going to once again see something that we saw in Destiny 1, Year 1, the transition between Destiny 1, Year 1, and Year 2, and the Taken King was this little special event called the 1 week meta. That was an event where a huge sandbox change had taken place, but we still had all of the Year 1 weapons. We didn't have any of the Taken King weapons. That looks like it's about to happen again, and that's really exciting. There's a lot of Destiny 1 players who look at that time with a lot of fondness and a lot of excitement because it was just a 1 week long meta. It lasted a week and then it was over. That's what's going to happen again on August 28th. We're going to get the weapon slot changes. So all of the changes that we've been hearing about for the weapon slots, shotguns being able to be primary weapons, energy weapons, snipers being all over the place. Hell, proximity grenade launchers being able to sit in the energy slot. I mean, that's going to be a balance issue, right? It's like how much ammo is going to be available to somebody who's got a proximity det grenade launcher. Are these things going to get nerfed if they're in the energy slot? Are they still going to be as powerful as they are now if they're in the power weapon slot? It's very interesting. So that is the big one, right? August 28th, we're going to get weapon slot changes. We're also going to get milestone and challenge updates, director updates, heroic story missions. That's actually, the heroic story missions are dropping a week before the Forsaken DLCs. That's kind of cool. Bulk shader deletion. Hell yeah. There's a lot of people out there like me who have 300, 400, 500 of the same shader. There's no way I'm going through and deleting every one of those on a stack that I don't want. You know, like if there's an ugly shader and I've got 400 of them, I'm just not going to sit there and delete each one individually 400 times. So I'm really glad to see bulk shader deletion is coming. This one is asterisk though. Actually, so is weapon slot changes. These features have had their delivery dates revised since the last publication of this roadmap. And as always, these could change. This could get pushed back. So hopefully they don't, but it could. Also, 200 additional vault slots, 500 total. So we're going to have about 7 days before the Forsaken DLC drops where we're going to be able to get used to the weapon slot changes. We're going to be able to delete some shaders, do some, vault space maintenance because we're going to have the full-size vault of 500 spaces, and we're going to be able to kind of enjoy that a little bit for a week. Then on September 4th, we get update 2.0.0.1, and this is obviously the Forsaken DLC, but even if you're not buying the Forsaken DLC, you get these changes. You get the gear collections, in-game triumphs, weapon randomization. So that's a big thing that's coming with Forsaken. Mod system update. I cannot wait to learn more about the mod system update. I really can't. 3 new Crucible maps plus 1 extra one is a PlayStation exclusive. So if you're on PlayStation, you get 4 new Crucible maps, a new Crucible mode, Power Matters in Iron Banner, Power Matters in Trials, in-game lore, new bounties, and more. Power Matters in Iron Banner and in Trials is going to be interesting, especially that few weeks where people are still building up their power, right? There could be a situation where you get in there, and if you grind really hard to get power really early and get your light level up to 600 or near it, you might have a significant advantage in Iron Banner and Trials. That could be a lot of fun. I got to tell you guys, I'm really looking forward to that August 28th update, though. If you're like me and you have fond memories of the 1 week meta, that fabled 1 week meta where you had all of the year 1 weapons, but the year 2 meta, it was a lot of fun. And we're going to get a kind of a return of that come August 28th, where we'll have the weapon slot changes, but we're still going to have year 1 weapons. And we'll have to wait and see exactly which weapons get moved to which slots. But it should be interesting and fun to figure out. And I bet the Crucible is going to be really fun for a week while everybody figures all that stuff out. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you like this video. Hit that other button if you really like this video. Don't forget, I started a new channel. If you're new to, or if you like the tech stuff I've been doing for a while, I started a new channel. I'll put a link down in the description. Hit that subscription button over there if you like that tech stuff. If you don't, this one's going to stay a Destiny channel. And you don't have to worry about that other stuff. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.